the price realignment issue of petrol, what would your government do about it?
Very simple. It's a business issue. I mean, I've read the presentation of NMPC. Some of them very ingenious, some of them far from it. The issue which I've never had raised or answered was what is the marginal cost of producing 1 liter of petrol in the refineries. That is the first question I will ask them. They bring the books, they open it up to the Nigerians, because see, if they are selling the product below their cost of production, then somebody is really being taken up the garden path. There's no businessman who can stay in business when it's not covering his cost from his proceed of sales. They have not answered that question at all. Talking about the price in Lomé, the price in Outer Mongolia, is not even the issue to start with. What is the cost of production of 1 liter? The marginal cost. I will look at that. I haven't looked at that. There are other economic indicators and indices in Nigeria, which one would then use as a broad parameter with a view to fixing the price for the meantime. See, what made the price look ridiculous has been the devaluation of the naira. If the naira had stayed at 1 naira to $1, of course, 70 kobo at that rate will not be the 3 cents that it is now. It will be 70 cents, which will be about half of the prices in the U.S. or something like that. But the fact that naira kept on going down and down, every other person is adjusting his price to suit the bill of Niger has gone up. That of NEPA has gone up. So if they are not covering their costs, Nigerians have no business telling them to continue to supply at under cost. So we need to look at that and then see what other economic and non-economic indices will need to be used to get a fair price. And in a democracy, that is done openly.
I'm sorry, that's all I can take from you, Alhaji Bashir.
Well, I think there is a slight contradiction here in the statement that I've had with regards to my friend's position in this issue. What he seems to see, saying that he will immediately raise the price of fuel to a level whereby the price will be over the production cost. And what I'm saying that Nigerians can ill afford at this time when they have enormous hardships to cope up with. You see, the problem with fuel is not like natural or NEPA. Once you increase the price of petrol, a lot of other prices are going to go up immediately. Transport price is going to go up, food price is going to go up, other fuels will go up, even cosmetics will go up. So that is the problem with that kind of prices at this point in time. And I think when people talk about petroleum price, they have to take this particular issue into account. So the solution right now, I think, is not in raising the price immediately to the level that will be over the cost of production or the marginal cost, as we called it. I think, one, there is a problem of management there, serious problem of management there. You see, acute shortages arise because these refineries are functioning very well below capacity. And I think they are not producing more than 60% of capacity right now. So serious shortage of management skills there. Then, of course, you have provided only with one type of fuel for all Nigerians to buy. And certainly, if you were to provide them with a different type of fuel, different grade of fuel to buy, you can present alternatives for them and charge alternative prices. And so that way is a very clever way of offsetting your losses, of even bringing up the production cost through average pricing. Now, if you can practice differential pricing, what I will do, first of all, I will first of all ensure that the management of resource refineries are certainly overhauled immediately, because I think there is something drastically wrong there. Second, I will definitely refine different grades of fuel for Nigerians. I will provide ordinary, I will provide regular, I will refine super, I will refine premium. In Britain and other places, they call them 2-star, 3-star fuel, and charge different prices. So that, and they will charge those prices in such a way that the average price will be equal to the subsidy, or near equal to the subsidy that I wanted to remove anyway.
Thank you very much. The question now. SDP.
Yes, Alhaji Tofa, I'd like to know how you want to link this petroleum pricing to the cost of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And how I get it, like, if you are aware of the price of a cup of beans, a small tuber of yam, and a cup of maybe one measure of maize. This costing of petroleum, how does it affect, and the technology that you were mentioning about, how will it help us to get things better?
The first question is very simple to answer. Because when the price of fuel go up, transport prices are going to go up. And people will try to recover those costs. Like if a drop is 1 naira, now because the price of fuel has gone up to 7 naira, that drop may be 5 naira. And when you go to buy your foodstuff in the market, you have to pay that extra amount of money.
What is it now?
What? The price of fuel? Well, it's about 60 kobo. It's about 60 kobo now. But if you shoot it up, certainly people will want to cover that additional price that they have to pay in their transport cost. And then you can go on and on and on multiplying. Through multiplier effect, all these things will be affected. And people will just want to recover. And there are some mischievous people who, because one price has gone up, they will just increase another price anyway. And that is why the thing is so volatile. You see, this is an economy that you have to handle very, very carefully because people are not very sensitive, to some aspects of the economy. Now, with regards to the second question, with the technology, I have made investigations and found that it will not be really too difficult. With little adaptation and refinement, some refineries can be able to refine different grades of fuel. And you can say Kaduna refinery, refine this grade. Wari refinery, refine this and that grade. As simple as that, and it can be done. You see, I see no reason why we should provide our consumers with only one choice of product. Imagine there's just one type of shoe in the world, and everybody has to buy a shoe. I'm sure a lot of people will go barefooted. But since there are different types of shoes, one at 1 naira, one at 50 naira, then people have a choice to buy what they can afford. And I think it should be done the same with fuel. It is just a product like any other product.
Thanks very much. NRC. Your question.
Yes, Bashorun Abiola. I'm sure most Nigerians are aware that you are involved in various businesses, including the oil business. It was widely published that you found oil as well. So you are an oil prospector, so you are in the business. The point that is being made here is increase in oil, in the pipe price for oil. And the question we ask you is, will you increase the price or not? We want a direct answer. We want a direct answer how you are going to safeguard the oil that's being produced within Nigeria, how you are going to ensure that the neighboring countries are not smuggling it, how you are going to ensure that there is oil for transportation so that the ordinary man that NRC is bothered about can have free, cheap transportation. The question is very simple, and if you want to be president, you must come with clear and concise answers now. Elections will only be 7 days' time.
Thanks very much.
You want to know what the price of something is. You don't want to know the cost of producing it. What type of logic are you driving at? You must know the cost of production. What I'm driving at, reading at various things that NMPC has been publishing, there can't be any, you're not an accountant anyway. You must know what your cost and base your selling price accordingly. The simple question, there was an editorial which we wrote, asking them simply, what is the cost? Nobody has done the costing. That is the point I'm making. Until they've done the costing and we check it.
You're a producer. You are a producer.
I'm not a producer now. See, you are so ignorant about this thing. Let me enlighten you. You see, I invested a lot of money, got oil. Listen.
Please, Chief. No.
Am I supposed to you see, try to behave like a civilized man. All right? You see, we found oil, and we are trying to develop that well. We will just be producing crude. We will not be selling refined products. See, people don't know enough about that.
Production.
But the truth of the matter is that NMPC must tell the country how much they produce. This is the marginal cost of one. Take for example, when there was oil, when oil was not available, I bought a jerry can for 140 naira. One jerry can. If NNPC collapse, as the Secretary for Petroleum said they will do, I said, okay, before you collapse, let us know what is wrong with you. Where is your costing? I will ask for that because see, I'm a manager, I'm an accountant. I'm ruled by numbers. What is the number? I cannot predetermine and say, go and increase your price, don't increase your price. The first question I will ask you, where are the numbers? And once I find the number, I will open them up to Nigerian people and say, if you want an NPC to die, I don't want it to die. But what they're asking for is prohibitive. If it is only 5% increase they need or 10%, you can't predetermine it to be 100. They might not even need any increase.
Thank you very much, Bashorun. Well, this is the end of part one of this debate. We'll have a commercial break now to be followed by Newsline. After Newsline, we'll be back in the studio and we'll... Well, welcome back to part two of this historic debate. I must tell you a secret. The Nigerian political scene has changed, and the flavor of politics has changed. Just before we walked into the studio, Bashorun Abiola and Alhaji Bashir comparing notes on their experiences on the field, campaigning and trying to drum support for SDP and for NRC, and of course that meant for their respective candidatures. And for me, I was in between. That is Nigerian politics for you. I didn't see it in 1979. I was old enough to witness politics in the 1960s. I didn't see it. And yet you will recall that during the first part of this debate, there were fireworks. So that's the new Nigerian politics for you. It is civilized, it is humane, and it is friendly. Now, back to the real issues. Bashorun Abiola, I think it is your turn. What is going to be your policy on agriculture if you become president?
The policy on agriculture is to more than double efforts on food production. I went into farming purely to make sure that Nigerians don't starve. What I saw in Ethiopia worried me for a month. Children were dying as if they were flies. And there was a place where about 40 plane loads of food a day will do. Heaven forbid bad things. If you have famine in this country, how many plane loads of food will do? So I took it upon myself to start large-scale farming. I thank God I did. It was the most satisfying thing I've ever done in my life. And I've been lucky about the people I work with too. If you treat farm workers well, as you treat any worker well, they will work very honestly with you. I believe in working with people, not people working for me. And that has helped quite a lot in Dakar. It's far away from here, about 2,000 kilometers. And the people who are put in charge are the indigenous of the area. At the high point, we employ about 2,000 people to assist. And they've done first-class job for us. We paved the road to the farm. Government needs to do the same thing, and they are. Thank God they are. When we came back from Malaysia, we recommended on the NALDA idea. Government bought the idea, and they put a lot of money behind it. It is now ready to receive the first cooperative farmers, the first of its type in Nigeria. I'm very proud about my association with that project. With that, we will have plenty of food, all right? Because the farmers are being given a loan of all the inputs. And from the proceeds of their sales, they will start repaying over time. That will improve the standard of living. It will make food abundant in Nigeria. The prices will fall. And price too, we might even be able to start exporting as we used to do before. So I will put a lot of energy behind that. In addition to that, I will encourage